Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, I didn't notice that was still on. Welcome
Oops.
back, everybody, to Nerdcore Podcast. The
Oops.
podcast reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 484. We are 16 episodes away from episode 500, and I still don't know if that's going to land on a regular review or on a theme review. We'll see what we'll do. But as always, is the Nerd Chicano here to host the show alongside our wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? It's Thursday.
It's Thursday, my dudes.
Thursday.
Oh, that's Wednesday. That's the meme. It's Wednesday, my dudes. That's the one. That's
Hump
the meme.
day.
Yeah,
Hump day.
yeah. I'm day.
Showing my
Yeah,
age
man.
there. That was a Geico commercial
Yeah.
with a
Hey, that's
camel.
a good commercial, bro.
That is a great commercial. Just a talking camel. Like,
Yeah,
it's legit.
yeah. So today we're here to continue on with our reviews of the month as we are looking at past Palme d'Or winners, and today we're going to be looking at the winner of the Palme d'Or for 2018, Hirokazu Koreeda's Shoplifters. And you may think, Raul, did you choose this one because this is the one that Alejandro Gonzalez Señorito voted on? And I will say, maybe. And
I
I
bet
plead
because it showed ass.
and I plead the fifth.
Ass.
This time you didn't have what's it called, Brenda there to tell you anything about
No,
it.
tell me to turn it off. No.
Yeah.
But it had equal amounts of girl ass, guy ass, just ass in general.
Just ass in general. But before I can get into any of that, Brad, this is about day 5 or something. What's up?
Indeed.
How you doing?
Still surviving.
You miss your wife?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's normal, right?
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. How
Be different.
are
I
the
said
dogs?
like fuck now. Like I am living high on the hog.
I hate those type of people who like, oh, ball and chain. Man, shut the fuck
Man,
up,
shut the
bro.
fuck up.
Just
You
don't
know
get
you
married
lonely.
then, bro.
You know you lonely.
Yeah.
You're lonely or
Oh,
an asshole. One of those.
so she's a man, my good old ball and chain, got me. Got like, bro, should not gotten married then, bro.
I still send her TikToks. Like
Yeah.
she's been gone. I just send her TikToks the whole time. That's
Yeah.
usually what I do anyway. So
Like the one that I sent you today.
yeah. Like that shit. That Menudo looked fucking excellent. Like
I shit you not, Brad. That is you as an old man if you knew more Spanish.
indeed. So I need to take Spanish.
Yeah.
But that right there was happiness, and you knew that was a Sunday because you know that joint probably doesn't serve menudo any other day of the week.
Yeah, pretty much.
And people don't know this. Most places, most Mexican restaurants do not serve menudo except on fucking Sunday.
Yep. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's because menudo is usually used to cure a hangover. So if you get it on a Sunday, it's to cure the hangover from Saturday.
Although I would eat menudo every day of the week if you let me. I would eat menudo with a carne asada burrito with like some cabbage in it. It's just
Hello, Kylie. We're doing pretty good. It's been a pretty all right day here. Recorded some videos right now. I'm going to be recording some more after I'm done here. Just finished. I finished like 2 reviews today. I'm not fully caught up on all the ones I need to do because I got 2 more to do that are screeners. But like now I can fully like start watching these screeners from what's it called? From the Los Angeles Asia Pacific Film Festival. And I can start working on those reviews and also start planning out the episode we need to do of those 3 the ones that we're gonna do. So I'm glad that I have at least sort of caught up right now. I no longer have a lot of reviews on me.
We've been pretty good. We've been pretty good, except for was it last week?
Yeah. I had some that were like backed up for a bit. Like I just did my review of X, and it's like. Also, it's kind of like, wow, man, I could remember that much of that movie, and I watched that one like in March, beginning of March. Like, damn. But yeah, I got 2 more screeners from like past films that were sent to me. But like, other than that, I got one that I'm gonna watch in June that I need to do a review of. But Doctor Strange one went live today, y'all. If you want to go see my review right now of that, of course, all my reviews are usually non-spoiler. I don't ever give too much away. Mostly kind of concentrated on my criticism. And of course, when we get to do an audio episode and a video episode of that, we'll get to talk about it in spoiler goodness. But right now, it's up. Tomorrow, I got a review of Pleasure going up, which is the film that I was sent, that I was able to watch because of Rachel, who sent me their screening who put me down as a guest for their screening with Film Independence. So I want to thank Rachel so much. And that film is going to start limited release tomorrow on the 13th. So y'all go and what's called get to watching that if you are interested in the porn industry. And yeah, I got my review going up tomorrow, so I'm excited.
What's porn? What
Brad,
are
you
we
know
talking
what porn
about?
is? Yeah. What's it called? Wasn't Ricky Martin a member of Menu? Oh no, you're thinking of Luis Miguel. You're just thinking of Luis Miguel. When is Chill Zone Torture Watch Along? Next week. Fuck. Next week. That's when it is. On Tuesday. Not strange spoiler.
On a
It's strange and
Tuesday.
madness. Yeah. But Brad, are you watching anything? You got anything going on? Anything different?
No, I spent the last 2 days watching this movie. I watched half of it on Tuesday and half of it on Wednesday. So
Damn. All
that's
right.
what I've been doing.
Yeah. Sorry, Brad. I forgot that this one was like 2 hours.
No, it wasn't bad. It's just it came to a point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna stop it here because I gotta clean
Yeah.
parts of the house and shit.
Well, at least this one was available to rent.
Well, it was on Tubi also.
Oh, it was on Tubi? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay. Yeah. I have a library card still with the city of Houston. So
There you
this
go.
one was on Canopy. So that's a streaming service that y'all should know about. If you have a library card, which mostly anybody can get, a library card, if you put the library card info into your Canopy account, it connects to the streaming service of your like streaming files of the library at your library card at your library. So you'll get access to a bunch of films that you want to watch. So this is where I watched that one.
Yeah, this was on Tubi. So
yeah, and Canopy,
no
you don't
big
have
deal.
to pay for it either.
There you go.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. But thank you, Tubi. Thank you, Tubi. Raul's short review of Pleasure, meh, pain, has better cinematography. Shut up. I'm really digging, highly recommend the new Lakers show on HBO Max. It's about the show time Lakers from.
That does look interesting.
Oh, yeah, Winning Time. Yeah, I've heard really
Yeah.
good things about Winning Time.
Oh, I did finish Queen's Gambit. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Ooh,
So I
no, you
did
didn't
finish
mention
that. So that was really excellent show, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard great things about Anya Taylor-Joy in that show too. Yeah, heard that she's really good in the show.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect when I first started watching it, but then I just binged the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, you also got a lot of time to watch something right now.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, Brad, it's the sad realization that a lot of the reason why we can't do stuff is family constraints sometimes. But it's okay. It's family. Family is important.
Brenda is very important to me. So when she's like, "Take me out to dinner," it's like, "All right, I'm taking you out to dinner."
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Shit. All right.
Man. We love you, Brenda.
Love you, Brenda.
But of course, let's get into this, y'all. We're going to be talking about Hirokazu Koreeda's Shoplifters. So if you have not watched the film, then you go ahead and click off here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers, then go ahead and keep watching. Or if you've already seen it, then this is it. But of course, this is your one and only spoiler warning. And it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kylie says Dom approves of Bradley family time.
Family.
Dominic Toretto, yeah.
Family.
All right, I've got a little bit to read. It's not that much, but
I mean, not a ton.
it's not a sentence. Like
It's not like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, we had like 6 paragraphs to read. Whole ass fucking essay. Jesus. Shoplifters. It literally translates the Japanese title. Literally translates to shoplifting family. Is a 2018 Japanese drama film directed and written and edited by Hirokazu Koreeda, starring Lily Frankie and Sakura Ando. It is about a family that relies on shoplifting to cope with a life of poverty. Koreeda wrote the screenplay contemplating what makes a family, and inspired by reports of poverty and shoplifting in Japan. Principal photography began in mid-December 2017. Shoplifters premiered on May 13, 2018 at the Cannes Film Festival, where it won the Palme d'Or. The film was released in Japan on June 8, 2018, and it was a critical and commercial success. Shoplifters won 3 Mariachi Film Awards, including Best Film and the Asia Pacific Screen Award for Best Feature Film, and was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars and the Golden Globes. This would be the 2019 Oscars, right? So what did it lose to? I think it lost to Roma, which I'm not going to be mad at because it's a great film, and I think it was. Yeah, wait, it was or was it? Either way, what's it called? I'll look at this while Brad gives me his thoughts. But Brad, do you want me to go first or should I go first?
I mean, your choice. You go first.
I guess yeah, if we stick to that, right? Um, so what's it called? I chose this film because Hirokazu Koreda is kind of special to me. Before this, the only Japanese director I watched was really what's it called, Kiro Kurosawa. Thanks to Brad and the podcast. I really hadn't, looked into any other Japanese film director, of course, other than like the tons of anime films that I watched, like Hayao Miyazaki. But this was really, the Japanese director that I had ventured into right after. And this remains the only film that I've watched from Hirokazu Koreda. But I like this man's style so much that I bought two of his films from the Criterion Collection. And I'm going to watch them and I'm going to review them one of these days on my personal channel. But when I first watched this film, it was because I put it on my list for 75 films from Asia, which at this point is an abandoned film challenge that I've
How
done.
many did you get through?
I think I
If I
got to
can
like
ask.
25.
That's still a lot.
That's
Like
a lot.
that's
That's a
a
lot.
fucking lot.
I don't mind watching them. It's just that like doing the reviews are kind of hard at this point. But
Yeah.
like I might just do like video reviews on my personal channel or
Just top
something.
10 that shit.
Yeah. But I don't mind going through them because I specifically chose films that I would be easily accessible through streaming and stuff. But this was one of them. I watched it and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I really like the way that this film kind of hammers on the theme of like chosen family, but especially the way that it does something that to me Miyazaki and a little bit Miyazaki didn't do in his films, but the only director that I know that had done it was Kurosawa. That he has a way of examining poverty, specifically in like those rural areas of Japan, because so many films like in Japanese cinema, a lot of them always tend to like focus on the city. And something I noticed when I watched this one, it was like they're not really living in Tokyo, they're living on the outskirts of the city or like in these rural areas. And I really thought it was profound the way that it was examining that. But I thought this film rightfully deserved its Palme d'Or. And yeah, Brad, give me your initial thoughts on Shoplifters.
I'm just going to start out because the only issue I had with this film, I'm just going to throw that out there, is thought it started out slow. That was my only issue with this movie. Is it started out slow for me in that first act, but after that, smooth sailing, fucking just terrific, and the story just grips you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, they hammer on this thing of chosen family, and I'm an only child, so I know all about that. You choose your family. Family's not always about blood, so
Hmm.
and I really enjoyed this film. I just enjoyed the whole, like, when they get arrested and the dad's being asked, he's questioned. He's like, "Why did you teach the kids to shoplift?" He's like, "That's all I knew what to teach them." And I
Yeah.
like felt that. I'm like, that's probably true. That's probably the only real education this man had.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And then the mom takes it on herself, just since he already had a record, takes the fall of the whole thing. So acting, as I guess wife should be in that
Yeah.
regard. But also the kids were, it's hard enough to say the kids were better off with their kidnappers. I'm not gonna say kidnappers because
Yeah.
I mean, like, even the boy, like, it sounds like the boy was living in a car or left in a car while
Hmm.
his parents were getting drunk or something, and then the little girl is basically in an abusive household that
Oh,
just
that
ignores
broke
her
my
or beats
heart.
her. Yeah, at the very end where she's just stuck there, and it's
Yeah.
just like she was better off with that loving woman, who basically found her.
Yeah.
That's and then I like the scenes with the grandma
Oh.
and her granddaughter. Although it was painful that the granddaughter was left with that the only reason her grandmother even allowed her to live with her was to get money from her parents. That
Yeah.
that kind of hurt, but I don't buy it. That's the only reason the grandmother.
Well, because you look at the dynamic between the two, and the relationship is so beautiful. It's like, I doubt a lot of that was because of the money. I think,
Yeah.
she probably felt an obligation to,
Well,
to what's it called, keep the granddaughter too. But like through
but
time,
did you notice she didn't spend it? She
no,
did not spend that money. She had like 116,000 yen,
which is a lot,
which
which is a
is which
lot.
is which is a lot. Especially in that household, that she was probably leaving to that family, to her granddaughter. So
Hmm.
it's not, to me, like it kind of got flipped around, and you can take it how you want, but I don't see the grandmother as that, you know, shitty.
Yeah. And I mean, you talk about like moments that hit to me. Like there's specifically two. Of course, the ending with the what's it called, the because I mean, it's no surprise that throughout the film it does allude to the fact that the mom is getting beat, and you can tell because at the end she's like trying to cover up with makeup like as Bruce.
Yeah.
But just what always breaks my heart is when the little girl is just trying to get her mom's attention, and the mom is just like, "Leave me alone! Like I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
just being self-centered," and it's just like that kid
Well, and she
before.
yeah, she
Yeah.
came from, when she was with the other family,
Who gave her
like
so
just
much love and attention.
just so much like they didn't have nothing except love. And she had a brother who watched over her. She had a mom who just
Hmm.
adored her. Um yeah, and you just see her go back to basically really young parents who shouldn't be parents. I'll
Yeah,
throw that out there right now, like shouldn't have been parents.
yeah,
And it's just sad. It's just sad because she's an unwanted kid.
yeah. And then the other one is like what's it called, the whole scene at the beach, man. I mean, when Granny's like telling her like, if I die soon, which of course what's it called alludes to
She
the fact
dies
that
like the
she's gonna
next
die
day.
in the next scene. You're right. She's just trying to remind
Little
him like,
foreshadowing there, Grandma.
yeah, a little foreshadowing there, grandma. But like she's not gonna die alone. Like she has all these people who love and care about her. Of course, what's it called? Primal instinct is gonna kick in that the father and the mother need to survive. So of course they're gonna be like, we need to use this money.
Well,
But it's not.
they're gonna hide Grandma and then get
Yeah,
any benefits they can from that,
yeah,
and also get her money. So, I mean, and the grandma to me was leaving that to them. Like that's the
yeah,
only thing. Like they wouldn't know her accounts and shit if she wasn't planning that.
yeah. And it's like it's to me it's like it's human nature at that point, which is a good thing and a bad thing in
Yeah.
itself because but it's instinct of survival, and you can't really fault the family. But there's one moment in this film where it like really like gets to me sometimes. And it's when they're interrogating the father, and he goes, "You named the kid, the boy, Shota. Isn't that your name?" And I was like, "Huh, fuck." I'm like, of course, it's a father would name their son usually the name of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this man truly saw this child who he was teaching how to shoplift and all these things, right? But he truly saw him as his son.
Yeah.
You know, throughout this whole film, he tries to make him call him dad, but in the end, he really did view this kid as his son.
Well, and in the end, the kid did call him dad.
Yeah,
If you saw on the bus in the subtitles, he did under his breath call him dad when he was
yeah,
leaving. And it was one of those, I think, instinctual moments with the kid where the kid asked him, "Were you really going to leave me at the hospital?" And the dad, in shame, was basically like, "Yeah." Like,
yeah,
and that kind of broke me too. Also, like that whole interrogation scene had so much substance to it that's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen an interrogation scene like, just have so much like background in it. And like when they ask, I forget if it's the mom or the granddaughter, they ask her, or tell her you left your grandmother, and they're like, "No, we didn't leave the
no,
grandma."
no. And I, especially in the interrogation scene, I love the lighting in that scene. There's there's like a lot of things that Correda, of course, he does is like really beautiful kind of color grading that I like. The color palette's beautiful, but like it's lighting, it's never like really anything too complicated. It's like very naturalistic.
No.
It's a very like kind of really gives you that idea of like this is something that does happen, and like this is real life. And um, I agree with you, Brad. The only reason I don't give this a perfect score, I think it's a near perfect film, is the fact that the beginning does kind of take its time to kind of like start, but
Progressed.
once you get into the second act,
Yeah,
ooh,
it
it
goes.
picks up. It's
Fucking
like
goes until the end.
yeah, and I think that like I love all these characters, the family, like even the daughter who's like working at a fetish club, who like
Yeah, there were
you
some
know
tender moments for it being a fetish club, like
yeah
her just holding. I guess they called him number four.
yeah
I
with
don't
one of
know
his
if they just
customers. And
yeah, and she's just holding him like all you know, and I don't know. This film like hits you in different places where it's just like
yeah
it shouldn't really be like it's very like modern like Kurosawa where you're just catching feels here and there.
yeah like parts of it remind me of like that tenderness that you feel like in Ikiru, and like in and also in what's it called, One Wonderful Sunday. It's just
Hmm.
it Kurosawa has this way of of examining, like, especially poverty in the middle class back then, and Correa just like takes all those lessons that you learn from the past one and like brings it into the modern sense that feels like so beautifully profound within this film. And I love this film so much. I think that it's easily one of the best modern Japanese films I've ever seen. Like it's
Agreed.
yeah
I mean, and there's multiple large lot of scenes in this where I can just go and guide to and be like that scene has a point. It hits correctly. It
yeah
looks great. Even the scene where the brother has taken his sister, the little sister,
yeah
to shoplift, and the shoplifter has been knowing what this kid's been doing for years.
yeah
That
yeah
like you're given that sense when he's like, "Don't teach your sister that." Like
yeah
you're just like, and you're like, "Okay, that's a good dude." And the only reason any of this happened and was caught is because that shop was closed, and
yeah
it had mourning on it, and that's what you get right
yeah.
to the end.
It's like that's why I'm like, what's it called? When I always see it, it's like, y'all, there's no way this man actually doesn't know what's happening. Like
No, like the
for it
kids
to
are literally
happen
just
on a
standing there.
consistent basis, and
Yeah,
this kid is taking so much all the time. It's like, nah, come on, man. Like the guy knows he's just laying it slide because this kid needs it,
yeah.
and
Well, and he knows like it's just a kid.
he's just a kid. And I think every single dynamic here just works beautifully. Like the grandma and her granddaughter, the mother and the father. Which by the way, like what's it called, when it's revealed like he was in like a Crimes of Passion, I was like, wow, like, but like still like what's it called? He's not a criminal, man. Like
Well,
he's a guy who
he's not a bad dude, especially if the ex husband like was trying to kill them.
exactly, and it's like this guy's not a bad guy.
He's
He's
just a
teaching
guy.
him just he's
He
just a
he.
man who like has always wanted a family, hasn't been able to give that to anybody, and he gets to form his family that he gets to
Well,
think,
and it's one of those. It's not like he isn't trying. He's like literally working and
yeah,
like I mean, it's just circumstances. It's
yeah,
circumstances that can just lead to all this.
yeah. It's like what's it called? Anybody of us could get injured on the site, of the job site, and it's like sometimes some jobs are shitty and they don't give you workers' comp, and when you're the only one who's working in the household, what the hell's going to happen? Especially in countries where like where government assistance isn't really much of a thing, and it's hard, man. Like, and I love the way that that Coretta examines that, man. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and give uh Shoplifters a 9 out of 10, y'all. Let's go. It misses its mark just a bit with the pacing in the beginning of the first act, but it's a fucking near perfect film, y'all. I love this movie a lot. And yeah, this this one deserved the 2018, and it did lose to Roma that year. And well, what's it called? I think Roma's the better movie. So let's go. I won't. There's no complaint here. I think the
Yeah.
Academy chose the right one that year. But
Cool.
yeah. Brad, what are you gonna go ahead and give Shoplifters?
I'm going ahead and give Shoplifters, which also I very much enjoyed. And like I said, the only issue I had was it had a slow start. That was the only thing. So I'm giving it 8.75 out of 10.
Sick. Next week we're looking at Kagemusha, y'all, which is a 3-hour film. So it's
Can't complain. It's Kurosawa. It's 3 hours
yeah.
Kurosawa.
Yeah,
Like,
we have a good amount of time now. We have tomorrow, we have Saturday, we have Sunday, we have a little bit of Monday before we have to start show. So we got time.
we can break it. We can break it up.
Yeah.
1 hour
I mean,
days.
Saturday we're not gonna be. We're not gonna be on live show because live show ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna try to get Keon to do stuff. So Saturday could be your designated day to watch this film. But
True.
yeah. Either way, y'all. What's it called? Next week we're doing Kagamusha. The week after that we're gonna be doing Sex, Lies, and Videotape. You're probably wondering what the hell happened, Raul. Well, my friends, Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I just want to say something real quick, y'all. It's some bullshit with their distributors, bro. Where you make the movie only available to purchase, but you don't make it available to rent. Like, what kind of bullshit is that, bro? Like, come on, man. I thought the movie was on Criterion. I swear to God, Brady, it was on Criterion Channel.
It probably was. And then it got sometimes. Well, sometimes with Criterion they get bought up. It's the whole reason Ron isn't on Criterion.
Yeah, distribution rights are a bitch. And this isn't July. There is no sale going on right now. I can't buy the freaking Criterion for $20. But yeah, we have to wait a little bit while I find other avenues, maybe. But what's it called? We'll be doing that at the end of the month. But yeah, man, distributors who do that, y'all got a special place. What's it called? Because come on, man, what's that all about? Let me rent the goddamn movie. So yeah. Of course, thank you all so much for watching this review. As always, we want to thank everybody who was in chat, which are literally just Stacy and Kylie. Thank you guys so much for being here as always. You guys are awesome. We love you. And of course, we want to thank our Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters are the ones who make all of these shows happen and make all these things happen here on the Nerdcore Podcast Network. So I want to thank you all so much. We want to thank specifically our wonderful executive producer, Shane. Man's going through it right now with the weather. The weather's killing this man's chances of... For Shane, man. He just wants to make his, pop-ups, y'all. And the weather is just not letting him. But hopefully this weekend, y'all, if you are in the area, Illinois Vintage Fest 7, go and check it out. Brad, where can they find Shane?
You follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_, or go buy something from the Suppy God at Thrifted.il.
All right.
I forgot where.
Oak Hill.
Oak Hill,
Illinois. Prison City Vintage.
City Vintage, thank you. I'm going to write that down somewhere. Man.
Oak Hill, bro. Oak Hill. Yeah, not Oak Brook. Oak Brook is way too expensive, bro. Yeah, a place to live. But Oak Hill, y'all, go and check it out, y'all, please. But yeah, Illinois Vintage Fest 7, y'all, go and check that out if you're in the area this weekend. As always, we want to thank our writers. Good old Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Our real nerdy dad. Thank you, Tony, so much for being a writer of the podcast. You can become a writer by going to patreon.com/nerdcore and subscribing to the $25 tier. If you want to be an executive producer, you can join the $15 tier. That's how it works here. We care about you all so much. So thank you all so much for helping us and making this possible. I don't know what the fuck Tony's going to ask us to do, but when it happens, I'm going to be really scared. It's going to be scary. I'm petrified of what the hell.
I'm trying to be on his good side, but keep sending him TikToks. We're TikTok buddies.
Yeah. But Brad, I think I would be down to do Correda in December when we do our unknown not unknown directors that we just don't know that much about.
Yeah.
But because I do have access to a good amount of his films. So with that said, though, it's been a wonderful time. Let's go. You can catch us tomorrow. We're gonna be doing Nerdcore Live Show. We're gonna talk about that new Kenobi trailer. Ooh. I'm really excited because man, I'm fucking excited for this show, man. This show cannot get me any more hype, bro. Did you see that picture of him and Hayden, of Ewan McGregor and Hayden?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're like promoting the film. They're together, let's go. And it's like, damn, bro, this is awesome. But yeah, I'm so excited, man. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. And of course, Brad, let's send them out on their way.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all those joined us in chat today. Kylie and Stacy are my favorites. Don't tell anyone else. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I'm just going to say, hangovers every day, menudo every day. That's how it should be. Young Yoda out.